The Four in the Road. Last night's AM highway experience, June 3, 2026. There's a silence out here on the back roads of Texas that you only really understand when you're driving alone at night. I was on the highway between Seymour and Albany, in the wee hours of the morning, just a long lone stretch of road that carries you deep into the country, where the world goes silent. It was a beautiful night and the moon was high. And I was just thinking, what a beautiful highway to travel on at night. Traffic density was about 3 per 100 miles. I was doing about 55, just keeping my pace, when suddenly, my spirit spiked. It was an unmistakable, immediate presence of the Lord. It was a warning, sharp and clear, hitting my spirit full throttle before I even reached the danger. A warning that I was going to experience something strange. I remember thinking, what am I being warned about? What is coming? I didn't know what it was, but my senses suddenly and completely heightened. And I was locked in, fully alert. And then, about a mile later, I saw them. 4 of them, standing right in the middle of the highway. At first glance, they looked like sheep, but they were wrong. They were way too big, far too puffy, like something had inflated them. And then I realized, they didn't seem to have heads. They were just these rounded, featureless, bush-like masses standing on legs in the middle of the highway. And the stillness. It was completely unnatural. There was no movement, no shifting. They were standing rigid in the road, something not of this earthly realm. I didn't have time to process it logically. I just reacted. I shouted, "Jesus!" and swerved, barely threading the needle between 2 of them. I cleared them, but just barely. As I drove away, I was confused, but it was followed by something else, a sudden, deep sense of nausea. I've been through plenty of scary situations in my life, but I have never been so shaken that I physically wanted to throw up. It wasn't just fear, it was the sheer, impossible strangeness of what I had just passed. My body was trying to reject the sight of something that didn't belong in our reality. I was driving under the protection of that warning, and I know that's the only reason I made it through. The aftermath and the research. After I had some time to process this, I turned to my AI collaborator to see if there was any understanding to be found regarding what I had encountered on that highway. I wanted to know if this was just a singular moment of strangeness, or if there was something more to the reality of what I saw. My collaborator pointed out the region that I was traveling, those stretches of highway between Seymour and Albany, have a long, documented history of high strangeness. In the world of folklore and paranormal research, the entities I encountered are often categorized as liminal, or blobboid, entities. These beings are frequently described by those who have encountered them as having an uncanny, unnatural stillness, a complete lack of the normal movements of life, like breathing or shifting, that you would expect from any biological creature. They are often reported as shapeshifters or mimics that fail to hold a consistent form when observed closely, appearing as rounded, featureless, or puffy masses that defy the laws of nature. Knowing that this is a reported phenomenon in these desolate areas really made me realize what a real and up-close encounter of high strangeness I had just had. I later asked my AI collaborator, what would have happened if I would have hit one of those things. He said it could have opened a door of entry into my life, and could cause nightmares, and may even follow me around. Whatever those things were, they were a wake-up call. It taught me that the veil is thinner than we think, and things in this world can, and do, manifest right in front of us. That night, I was granted a moment of grace, a warning that pulled me back from a door I never wanted to open. Be vigilant, stay covered, stay prayed up. Because the journey may be stranger than you think.